Hello and thank you for joining me. My name is Alan and today's video is about the reality, or my perceived reality, of bartering when the poop hits the fan. Let's crack on. So whenever someone does a video about bartering from a preparedness point of view, it normally goes along the lines of alcohol, tobacco products, medical / medicine, and of course food. The only problem with that is, well, just watch this. Hello, I'm Andy. I've got water, but I'm so hungry. Hello Andy, my name's Johnny. And I've got food, but I'm so thirsty. What should we do? Problem sorted. I shot him. And then of course you've got those that say that they've got precious metals, gold, silver, whatever, and that they're going to carry them in their kits so that they can bribe through checkpoints or just give it, use it as payment for things. The biggest problem, there's two really. One, you're likely to get slotted and everything taken off of you, in my opinion. And the other one is, how do you actually know that what's being offered or what you're offering, so the other person, how do they know? But how do you know that it is gold or silver or whatever? How do you know it's not lead that's been painted or silver plate? You're going to whop out your little eyeglass and look for that hallmark, which, let's face it, if you're looking at chains and things like that, the hallmark might be on the clasp, it isn't on the links. Or are you going to do an acid test? So, just to me, it is unrealistic. You're not an SAS trooper behind enemy lines carrying your gold sovereigns to try and, buy safe passage if you need to. And let's face it, gold and silver are all-time highs, so it's not really the time to be buying it, is it? Just so that you might have something that you can use to guarantee safe passage, or not. The other problem with bartering, if you're seriously considering that bartering is a requirement of prepping, then really by your own admission you're accepting that something really, really catastrophic is likely to happen, and that you will survive that initial phase and then be into some sort of Mad Max type world where bartering may or may not exist. So perhaps instead of purchasing items that you can use to barter, you would consider learning skills that are useful and essential in life. Because if you are running around with loads of stuff, loads of physical goods, if someone does you in, they've got all your goods. Once they've taken your goods, you're of no further use. Whereas if you have skills that are useful, if they are to kill you or to immobilise you, whatever, then they've lost your skills. And I know people are going to say, well, I haven't got the time to learn advanced first aid or electrical work, plumbing, all the type of things that you would need to rebuild some sort of society after it's all gone down the pan. But all I can say to that is, if you honestly and genuinely, so you're not just fantasising about it, believe that you need stuff to be able to barter, then why can't you learn the skills? If you was told in 2 months' time, a year's time, whatever, that you're going to be thrown back into a Mad Max type world, and you really believed that, then you would learn the skills, wouldn't you? Because otherwise you'd be wally not to. Now, if you live in I'll suggest a rural community, a tight-knit community where you know everyone, you're on good terms with everyone, then perhaps yes, barter, or barter skills, barter physical objects, because there's an element of trust within that group, and that may or may not work for you. But for those in a suburban or an urban area, especially if you don't even say good morning to your neighbours, how would you trust them and how will they trust you to be loyal and genuine once the poops hit the fan to actually carry out the act of bartering? And again, let's face it, if you're going to go down that route, unless you've got a very loyal and capable group behind you, then unfortunately it's set to fail. There you go. A bit doom and gloom, but it is what it is. Give it some thought. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing, help the channel grow. If you like the content, give us one of them. And I would love to read your comments. Do you prep items for the sole purpose of bartering? And if you do, is that because you really, really, honestly, genuinely believe that you are going to be living in a Mad Max type scenario sometime in your lifetime? As always, thanks very much and enjoy your weekend. Take care.